Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I'm unboxing the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i for 2024. The unit you're about to see retails for roughly $1,700. I'll include a link in the description, and in full disclosure, this was furnished to me by the manufacturer for review purposes. Now, with that out of the way, what makes the Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i special is really the entire package, because what you're getting here is, in my opinion, from a design language and overall aesthetic, a great fit and finish, although I'm yet to see this generation, but not much has changed in that department. And then the internals really make it shine. You're getting a 16-inch mini LED display that is best in class, 165 hertz refresh rate, very color accurate as I struggle to get this thing out of the box. And also that mini LED its peak brightness is over 1200 nits. So basically the same pure sight display used on the Legion 9i, really the best machine, in my opinion, that Lenovo has ever made for consumers. Then we're also getting up to 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, complementing up to an Intel Core Ultra 9 185H CPU, which is actually the processor in this unit. And again, the 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, they are in dual channel, they are soldered, but you can outfit this up to 64 gigs if 32 isn't enough, although I think for most of you, 32 is going to suffice. Then we have either an NVIDIA RTX 4050, 4060, or 4070. This particular model has the 4050. I know that at Best Buy, this as well as the 4060 model are both readily available. Again, this one retails for $1699. The 4060 will set you back, I believe it's right around $2,000. And then the 4070 is not available presently, but that is obviously another really nice option. All three units will get 100 watts to the GPU. Advanced Optimus is on board, so we're going to get optimized battery life in the event that you aren't actually using the GPU. 84 watt-hour battery on board, and Lenovo has estimates of 12 and a half hours of runtime. I'm going to say that if we get 10 hours, that's a beautiful thing. When it comes to gaming or heavy GPU intensive things, then you're probably going to be looking at more like 2 hours, realistically speaking. Wi-Fi 6E on board, Bluetooth 5.3, so we're going to have at least pretty much best-in-class Wi-Fi performance. And again, the aesthetic, really nice, a 170-watt power brick, so not too big. This is going to, I think the machine is roughly 4 pounds, and with this you're going to be a little under 5 pounds out the door with that 16-inch, again, high refresh mini LED display. So for many of you, this is essentially could be a desktop replacement. We also have touchscreen, don't want to forget about that. Starting at the right side of the machine, our power button, 2 Type-A USB ports, a full-size SD card slot, gotta love that. Your privacy switch for the onboard 5-megapixel camera. It is an IR camera, which means you can use your face to unlock the machine. The lip right there for opening it up, and a little bit of branding. And then on the other side, even more action. Of course, our power port for the power brick to charge this up. It can get up to 50% in 30 minutes with that 170-watt charger. HDMI 2.1, this is a big improvement over the previous gen, which did not have 2.1 on board. A USB 3.2 Gen 2 port right here, and then a Thunderbolt 4 port and your audio combo jack. So this really has everything. We come around to the back of the machine, really clean design. Overall, I expect solid performance from the speakers on this as well, and I really don't think it's going to get too hot. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and get a look at exactly what we're working with here. Looks like it has some charge already. High gloss display, and one of the best keyboards in the business, almost always from Lenovo, in my experience. A tremendous glass trackpad. And of course, you can see me and my tropical theme here. We are in summer. The display is gorgeous. That's the first thing I can tell you looking at this. I'm going to have to get this a little bit wider, the shot, to get it all in until we get to the full review, in which I'll have a first-person perspective for all of you to really take this in. But man, an incredibly large trackpad. Yes, it is offset slightly because we have a numerical keypad, which I love. Some of you are not fans of having the numerical keypad. I am. Always good for productivity. And hey, in the cases that you don't need it, you don't need it. You don't have to use it. But for those of us who still like to have it for inputting numbers of any kind, this is a godsend, in my opinion. Really nice backlighting. All or mostly metallic feel on this chassis. Your speaker grill's right here. I did mention touchscreen. And again, a beautiful 16-inch PureSight display. That is a 3.2K display, 3200 by 2000 res. And as I mentioned, a peak brightness of 1200 nits. It's just really going to be excellent for everything. And that's why I'm glad that they incorporated it into a machine like this. I mean, this really is an all-around performer. Key travel on here, seems the Lenovo standard, about 1.5 millimeters, so feels good. And it's just a really, really nice machine. Your webcam up top and center. We'll see what that 5 megapixel camera is like and what the microphone array is able to produce. And of course, I'll be putting this through all of the appropriate testing. I will be gaming on this to see what it can do with that 100 watt 4050. Of course, the 4060 or 4070 would be a better route to go, but just to have that on board, and this machine really is going to be comfortable, whether it's at work or, this is just something you're going to be using for some light gaming as well as productivity work, video editing, photo editing. With this quality display, you're going to have a great time. And with that 32 gigs of DDR5 on board, I just don't see any issues. But of course, testing is necessary, but that display is just gorgeous. In terms of range of motion on this, that it does go flat. This is not a Yoga in the sense that it's a 2-in-1. Even though we have touchscreen, there is no pen. Intel Evo certification, again, just for that, the battery life and overall performance that it's got to check those boxes for. And it's just a really, really nice machine. Maybe I'll end up popping the bottom so that you can all see the internals during the full review. And also I'll talk a little bit more about Lenovo's new concept for this lid, because they have all sorts of products to integrate, from a dedicated webcam. I think they have lighting for this hub, so to speak, that they have now made. So another interesting thing, but just a really nice machine that I think a lot of people are going to have interest in, and for very good reason. Again, the Yoga Pro 9i for 2024, sporting an Intel Core Ultra 9 185H CPU, complemented by 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, and of course, an NVIDIA RTX 4050. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.